Hi! Within this section, we're going to see how to go into the dark web and how to browse dark web as well. And most of the students are really curious about this subject, and I believe this isn't a big deal, but you may need to go into the dark web and browse the dark web if you're going to be a cybersecurity specialist in your career. So I will show you the basics of dark web, how to go into, how to browse, and how to get some useful information. And in fact, we're not going to go into the dark web in the rest of the course anymore. So we won't need this information. But there comes a time you will have to look for stolen credit cards for your customers, or maybe you're trying to get some information about the latest hacking methods, so you will need to browse the dark web if you're going to be an ethical hacker for the rest of your life. So it's better to learn it now. So if you're ready, let's get started.
Hi, within this lecture, we're going to see what is dark web, okay? And actually, this section is all about dark web and deep web, and it has nothing to do with the following sections. So we're not gonna use dark web or deep web anyway in our penetration testings. And later on, we're going to learn how to write Python softwares, Python ethical hacking tools, and we're not going to use dark web and deep web in those sections as well. But we have to learn this in order to be able to browse the dark web when it's necessary. And what is dark web? Let me tell you all about it. And then we're going to discuss why is it necessary to learn this. So we have the visible web like Facebook, Gmail, Google.com. Okay, so everyone can reach these websites within their regular browsers like Chrome, Opera, Safari, and others. However, on top of that, there are some websites called deep web that require some special tools to reach them. Okay, so you have to use a specific browser, or you have to use some specific passwords or other extensions in order to reach them. So deep web, you should not think deep web is the place that we hide the dirty stuff, okay? They hide the dirty stuff in dark web. So in deep web, we have some websites, but they are not visible to general public. For example, it could be a government website where you have to go with password and usernames. So the general concept is the web, and visible web is open to everyone, and deep web, they are not open to everyone. And when we talk about dark web, we really refer to dirty stuff, okay? So people selling drugs, people sharing new ethical or non-ethical hacking things, people stealing money from each other, people selling stolen credit cards. So this is where the dark stuff, this is where the dirty stuff is hidden inside the web. And you need special browsers and special extensions like .onion rather than .com in order to reach it. So what good will it do to learn about dark web? The cybersecurity specialist should go to dark web and browse the dark web whenever it's necessary. For example, if you're working for a bank, you might want to check on that stolen credit cards selling on dark web, okay? And if you're a cybersecurity researcher, then you might want to go to dark web to browse the forums, to browse the chat rooms, and learn about the latest rumors, latest attacks on the dark web. So it's not a place to waste time, but it is a place where you have to learn how to get into at least, because you may need it in your career at one point. And this is a little vague to you right now, I know, but in the next lecture we're going to learn how to download the special tools and how to reach to the dark web, and it will be more clear to you after that. So let's stop here and continue within the next lecture. Hi, within this lecture we're going to learn how to download Tor browser, which enables us to browse the dark web. Okay, so as you can see, I'm running a VPN book right now in my Kali Linux, and actually you can install this Tor browser in your own host machine as well, like in Windows, in Mac, but I'm going to show you how to install it on Kali Linux. If you want, later on you can go and download it on your host machine as well. And I'm running this VPN because Tor networks are blocked in most of the countries, so maybe it's not blocked in your country, but it is very wise to run this VPN because most of the countries ban these Tor networks, and most of the time it's not actually illegal to go into these websites, but it's safe to run VPN anyway. So let me create a new terminal here and zoom in so you can see it better, because before we go on and download the Tor browser, I'm going to install Tor libraries on my Kali Linux. So all you have to do is just run this command, apt-get install Tor and -y, and this y stands for yes, so it will say yes automatically to the questions that this apt-get install command will ask us, and it will install the Tor package for us. Okay, so I mentioned this before when we did apt-get update thing. We're going to use apt-get install in order to download repositories on our Kali Linux machine, and this Tor repository will enable us to run Tor browser and Tor commands efficiently. As you can see, now it's downloaded for me. It may take more time for you because I believe it was already downloaded on my computer, but you have to run this apt-get install Tor-y command. And after that, after you download this, now you can go back to the terminal, and this is still running. Okay, the VPN is still running, and in fact this is the only time that we're going to need VPN in our course anyway, so we're not going to use VPN from now on. So if you open your browser and go to google.com, you have to search for Tor browser. It's written like this, Tor browser. Okay, and you have to go to this torproject.org. As you can see, this is the first result for me. I will click on it, but you have to make sure that you're downloading it from torproject.org. This is the official website, and you can find Tor on a lot of pages on internet, but it's not too safe download it from unknown sources, so make sure you go to torproject.org. As you can see, it's compatible with Windows, Apple, Linux, Android, and they have the source code as well. And I'm going to download it for Linux, but you may choose to download it on your own computers, host computers as well. But I always use Tor in my Kali Linux as a virtual machine, and I don't waste so much time on it, but when it's necessary I use it on my Kali Linux machine. So I'm going to click on this download Tor browser button here, and I'm going to say save file. If you are using the 32-bit of Kali Linux, of course you may choose to download it so. By the way, I have downloaded it before in order not to make you wait, so I'm going to say cancel. Since I'm running a VPN, it may take some time, even though it's only 70 megabytes right now, so I have downloaded it before. So I'm going to close this down, and you're more than welcome to pause the video and come back when your download is finished. But as you can see, I have my tar file completed in my downloads folder. The first thing that I'm going to do is to unzip this tar file. So this is a zipped file right now. And this unzipping process for tar or for .zip is no different than regular unzipping. Right click here and say extract here. So it will unzip the whole folder for you and place it under downloads as well. So now you can reach the Tor browser from here. And after you see this extract to download is completed, you are more than welcome to move this to trash. So double click on this and you will see this Tor browser NUS folder. And if you double click on it once more, then you will see this start Tor browser.desktop file. So there's a trick here. If you double click on this file, it may start or it may not start depending on your system. But of course I'm going to show you a guaranteed way, but if you double click on it and if it's not working, then it isn't a problem because I'm going to show you. And before we go on and do that, we have to change a setting of Tor browser as well, but I'm going to show you later on because I want to explain what it is before we go on and change that. So if you double click on this, it will ask you to trust or not. You can say trust, of course, and launch, and it says Tor browser bundle should not be run as root. As you might remember, we are using the Kali Linux with root account. Okay? So let me go to my terminal and show you another way of opening this. We're going to solve the root problem later on. But now I'm focusing on this starting thing because double clicking on most systems will not make it. So we have to find this browser and we have to find this file inside our terminal. And I believe with your current knowledge you can do it on your own. While you try your own way in terminal to go to this folder and find this with ls command, I'm going to go into the trash and I'm going to find my deleted tar browser.tar. I'm going to put it on my desktop or my downloads folder one more time. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to do it from scratch one more time. And you don't have to do it, okay? You don't have to do this. Only reason that I'm doing this is to show you that even though this double clicking doesn't work, you have an option to open it as well. Okay, so if I go now, I will see the icon as it was before. Now I'm going to find the start Tor browser.desktop from my terminal. I hope you managed to find it on your own. All you have to do is just go to cd downloads and run ls to see Tor browser folder, and if you write Tor and hit tab, it will autocomplete for you. Then we are in the Tor browser folder right now. Let me zoom in a little bit, and after that let me minimize this and this so you can see it better. If you type ls one more time, you will see you have a new folder, and let's go into that with cd command. Now if I run ls one more time, I will see that I can see my start Tor browser.desktop file. So after you find that, you have to do it like this: dot slash and the file name. That's how you execute files in Linux. Okay, so dot / and start Tor browser.desktop. So it means that I want to run this. As you can see, I managed to run it, but I got the same error one more time. Now this is the second problem that we have to solve. So click on OK and go back to your folder because we're going to change the code of this Tor browser. This is the good thing about free source, open source. Okay, you can manipulate everything you want whenever you want. Now I'm going into this browser folder, and in here you will find something called start Tor browser, and this is a coding file. Okay, and if you want to edit it, all you have to do is just open it with text editor. Okay, and here you see some bash code in here, and we have to find where it is deciding what to do when we first start our Tor browser. Okay, and the way to do that is to find the if statement, if check for root control. And if you don't know anything about programming, that's perfectly okay. We're going to learn about programming in the Python section, but for right now we have to solve this problem, so if you follow along with me, it will be solved. As I scroll down, I see something like this. There is an if control in here, and it gives a complaint like Tor browser bundle should not be run as root, and this was the exact thing that we were looking for. So this code block actually gives us this error. So if I delete it or just make it into a comment rather than code with hashes like in here, then my problem will be solved. So as I said before, if you don't know anything about programming, this doesn't make sense to you, but if you add hashes in here, this code won't get executed. Okay, so this is like taking a note. This is just a command, not a code right now. And of course we can delete it as well, but I'm going to leave it as that and say save from here and then close it down. So now I'm ready to run this one more time. If you run the same command in your terminal, then you will see that it's launching the Tor browser. And when you first launch the Tor browser, it will ask you to configure or connect. And I'm going to say connect, but again, if your Tor networks are blocked because of your country, because of your internet provider, then you may have a hard time connecting it. So it's better to do this process with VPN as well in that case. So my VPN is still running, okay, and I'm going to say configure, and if it's censored in my country, then I'm going to choose this. It will ask me for a bridge, and I can just select any of these bridges and try to connect with it. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to select another bridge. I am just going to try with that bridge as well. So these are connection points that will pivot your network through these bridges. So let me try one and say connect. And as you can see, now it's trying to connect, and now it's trying to load my network status and everything. And if you got stuck here, you may say cancel and try it with another bridge, or try it with VPN or another VPN. But as you can see, now it's working for me. Okay, so I think I have no problem with Tor browser right now, and as you can see, it appears in my pane, but as long as I close it down, it will go away, so you have to run it from your terminal every time. So this is the same thing with Firefox, okay? So this is a browser and this is a browser as well, but it allows us to browse the internet with Tor networks, and it allows us to connect to the other extensions like .onion, so we can browse the dark web. And of course, in time, they may change this outline here, they may change the image and everything, But as you can see, there is a search bar in here called DuckDuckGo, and maybe you have heard of it or may never heard of it before, but DuckDuckGo is a search engine. So you can reach it by typing duckduckgo.com in your browser. And it's not only with the Tor browser, you can reach duckduckgo.com from your regular browser, regular computers as well. By the way, this is a great search engine, especially for programmers and ethical hackers, and I suggest you use it on your daily life as well. So this doesn't track you, this doesn't save your current searches and everything for advertisement like Google does. So let's stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to discuss how to browse dark web with this DuckDuckGo. Hi! Within this lecture we're going to browse the dark web and see what's hidden in there. And before we go on and do that, I'm going to change the settings of this Tor browser in order to be extra safe when we browse the dark web, because there are malicious files, there are viruses out there that may affect our computer. Even though we are using a virtual machine, it doesn't make sense to be hacked or infected by any virus right now. So I'm going to change my security settings of DuckDuckGo. So go to this onion sign and click on security settings. As you can see, we have 3 security levels right now. So we are in the standard, and in standard you run the JavaScript codes on your browser. But I don't trust that, so I'm going to choose safer, okay? Because as you can see, in the standard mode, all Tor browser and website features are enabled. So it means that JavaScript is run in standard. But if you choose safer, it will disable some JavaScript codes in website that doesn't have HTTPS. So what is JavaScript anyway? It's a programming language, but it's run on your browser. And most of the websites actually use this JavaScript, and you have to run JavaScript in order to have a good experience when you try and browse the internet. But also, some harmful websites can do bad things with JavaScript because it runs on your computer eventually. And we're going to learn how to do that in the following sections. So we're going to hack into the people when they click on our URLs, when they land on our websites, and you're going to learn how to do that. So in order to make our safe against this, I'm going to use safer. And if you go for safest, it will disable everything, and it might not work very best for you all the time. So I believe the safer is the way to go in here. And in some versions you may see this like hard, medium and easy. Then you can choose medium, of course. So I'm going to go with safer, and after that I'm going to search for hidden wiki in DuckDuckGo. Okay, so it will show me some hidden wiki, Wikipedia or hidden wiki search pages in here. So what is hidden wiki? This is a website actually listing all the dark web, popular dark web contents. So you have to find hidden wiki first in order to browse the popular dark web content. So let me try and open some links in here, because in dark web you will come across broken links all the time. They always go down and they always upload to the other websites, other servers. And I believe we found something in our first try, so this is great. And this doesn't work. Yeah, it works as well, so I'm in luck. Okay, so it says that this is hidden wiki, and you can find some introduction points, you can find some financial services, and we can find these deep web links in here as well. So let me try and go to settings here and try to zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. As you can see, we have a lot of websites in here. As you can see, all the links are ending with .onion extension, as I said before. So this is not a regular website, and you cannot reach it with regular browsers. You have to use Tor browser in order to reach .onion websites. And you can search through these hidden wikis in order to find interesting dark web websites. For example, let me click one of them. And as you can see, this was the DuckDuckGo search engine, but it's Onion version, okay? So this actually lets us to DuckDuckGo, but it ends with .onion, okay? So it's in the Onion network. So let me try and go for other websites as well. As you can see, we have the hidden wiki, Tor project. Let me click on this, see if we can get another hidden wiki in here. And you have to try this, okay? It says that looking for hidden wiki. Yeah, I'm looking for hidden wiki. Yeah, if I click on this, I think this is the original page, and we can find some other links in here as well. Let me zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, I'm improvising a lot in this lecture. I'm not structured. I know, because you have to be when you deal with dark web. As I said before, these links going down all the time. You have to search and you have to dig deeper in order to find some relevant content in dark web. Let's browse here for a minute and see what they got to offer, like this counterfeit USDs, or I believe they have some Bitcoin financial services in here. As you can see, they sell like this counterfeit USDs. You can try to zoom in a little bit and see they are selling it in exchange for Bitcoins, okay? And let's try and find some other contents as well. As you can see, they are categorized into their relevancies, like marketplace financial, marketplace commercial, and I suggest you stay out of this, okay? Don't try to buy some counterfeit USDs, obviously. Then you will get in trouble. But if you browse here, then it won't be a problem really. As you can see, there are some guys selling UK guns and hidden bat coins and arms again. So you can find some fake passports for yourself. Of course, don't buy it. Like they're selling USA citizenship. I don't believe this is true, but they are selling it anyway, and this has been here for a very long time. This has been here for like years. So maybe it's true, but I suggest you stay out of this. As you can see, they are selling it for $1,000, and you can get a USA citizenship for yourself. And of course, FBI should be watching this. And we have marketplace for drugs as well. People trying to buy some drugs from here, like cannabis or any other hard drugs as well. And I believe they had taken down the biggest drug marketplace like 1 or 2 years ago with the help of FBI. We have some blogs here, and this may be relevant for you. You have to just track closely these forums and chats and blogs in order to understand the latest developments in the cybersecurity, because when there is a late attack in cybersecurity, it will go into dark web. And some of these links won't open obviously because they go down. They are all broken at some point, but you can try and dig deeper and search for other .onion extensions in your own time to find out about these services. So let me browse a little bit and see if we can get something good. We have Varys, we have erotic here, and don't stick to one hidden wiki. I browse the other wikis, other web pages as well all the time in order to find some links working for me. And maybe you have heard of some layers of dark web before, and I don't think this is something that you should spend so much time. If you're not a dark web expert, then don't spend so much time on dark web. Just learn how to get to the dark web, just learn how to get information from here, and whenever it's needed, you can go here and search for more. Okay, so this is not a place for you to buy or do some illegal things. Then you will be in trouble surely, because FBI and other agencies always watch this place, because everyone knows how to get to the dark web, and everyone browses this dark web in order to learn about crimes beforehand. Okay, but you cannot be involved in these crimes. So don't try to get your own USA citizenship from here, but rather you may try to find the latest stolen credit cards and alert your own customer about it. So as I said, don't get too attached to this dark web, don't do illegal things, just learn it, just know how to get into it and use it when it's necessary. So we're going to stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to see how to do network penetration testings, how to be prepared for network penetration testings, so we can learn them later on.
Hi, now you know how to go into the dark web and how to browse the dark web as well. Now I suggest you do not spend so much time in dark web, because following the next section we're going to dive into the real stuff. We're going to see how to do network penetration testing, for example. And then we're going to follow our curriculum and move on to the network penetration to the system penetration, user attacks, computer attacks, and website penetration testings as well. So now if you're ready, let's move along and meet in the new section.